I got EBT cards, I got Social Security, I got all type of stuff to make you understand how serious that game during Thanksgiving holiday is the biggest. The biggest. So I would open up the floor to these distinguished young men. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to tell you that in the state of Alabama, there's not a professional team. In the state of Alabama, when I was granted access to be the starting quarterback, Coach Chiswick told me the four most important people is the starting quarterback at Alabama, the head coach at Alabama, the starting quarterback at Auburn, the head coach at Auburn. You can't say that when I think I know where certain people are going. You can say LSU, I don't know about that. You can say UGA, I don't know about that. Then somebody would say Michigan and Ohio State. Well, in Michigan, you got so many sports teams. You got the Detroit Lions. You got the Detroit Tigers. Well, go to Ohio. You got the Cleveland Cavaliers. You got the Cincinnati Bengals. And the list goes on and on and on and on and on and on. You can't say that in Alabama. In Alabama, football is a religion. Football is a way of life. And if you don't understand that, you can't be from the South.
What you got, RC?
He's lying.
Oh,
okay.
no, my God. I would never lie. I would never lie. I would never lie. I would never lie.
Honestly, if we being honest, since Cam left school, more people care about LSU, Alabama than care about Auburn, Alabama.
Whoa.
Yeah, listen, guys, it can't be a rivalry if one team don't ever win.
Oh, you know what?
That's not.
They won 15 times. What you talking about?
That's not a real thing. The greatest rivalry in college football is Michigan, Ohio State. And listen, I'm an SEC guy. They've been playing this game since 1897. The reason that this game is important, they was having a border dispute. It's called a Toledo War. A war was a part of this game. We watched Charles Woodson, my favorite football player of all time, go to throw hands with David Boston in this game. Jack Sawyer just last year had to be pulled off the field because the people tried to plant a flag on the field. Ryan Day had won 1,000,000 games and was finna get fired till last year when he won the championship because he couldn't beat Michigan. When Cam Newton found a way to come back against Alabama, they wasn't trying to fire Nick Saban. So no, that is not the greatest rivalry in college football. It's Ohio State, Michigan, Cam.
I am with RC on this. Ryan Clark is correct. Cam Newton is wrong. But for a reason that, because Cam is my boy. I love him. I'm so proud of him. I don't want to do this to him. But this is the biggest reason why it ain't the greatest rivalry. It ain't really been a damn rivalry. I mean, the fact of the matter is that, since Cam departed, we haven't really paid much attention to Auburn and what's going on at Auburn compared to Alabama. That's just the truth, okay? That's just the truth, all right? And there's nowhere around it, okay? The reality is that Nick Saban, in terms of SEC football, Nick Saban has dominated the landscape for the better part of 2 decades. That's a reality. And when you look at it from that standpoint, there's no way around it. Now, if you were still playing and you were still doing what you did, you will be right. But that ain't happening.
Stephen A., College Game Day don't even go to the Iron Bowl no more.
No, they don't even go to the Iron Bowl.
They go to Michigan, Ohio State.
There we go.
The slander. The mud. And hey, I don't want to be blasphemy, but forgive them, God, because they do not know what they doing. You have to understand when you're looking at these people, all they know is football. They don't have the luxury to go in-state for a team. They got to go out of state to the New Orleans of the world. They got to go out of state to Atlanta. Yes, has it been lopsided? Yes, but when you talk about the passion, when you talk about the desire, when you talk about, I know one thing, though, you better not say nothing to me. It's that type of rivalry on Thanksgiving. You can't say that about Ohio State and Michigan. They don't look like this. Man, you can lose your teeth, pray together, eat dinner, and come back and get round 2 in on doggone Iron Bowl Saturday, man. What are you talking about here?
I will say, though, at least in the Ohio State-Michigan rivalry, they don't even say the team up north. They don't even say their name.
They don't even say their name.
That's a different type of hate, though. That's a different type of hate, Cam.
A different type of hate is a man serving time because he's poisoning the trees. How about that? Ain't nobody doing no time.
Everybody
I respect that.
I respect that.
It's very People that's actually going out there saying,
he was about that action.
I'm telling you, he was about that action, bro. You see what I'm saying?
How did we even get here? How did we even get? Honestly, both of y'all put up good cases, but I guess I will say it is a little lot.
It's cool, and I understand.
Man poison the tree, though. A tree don't do nothing to nobody.
And then told you about it.
Yeah, a tree don't do nothing to nobody.
Told you about it, though. That's how you know he was crazy.
All I know is that the passion that I saw from Cam is the same passion I saw just the other week when the damn touchdown was overturned. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at it. Yeah. I'm just saying to you, your passion doesn't waver. So it ain't about Alabama or Auburn. You just got that passion for football here in Alabama with Auburn. I got it. I understand it. But that don't compare it to Ohio State, Michigan. Sorry.
Look, Cam is not buying it. Cam is not buying it at all, but let's stay in the state of college football. Saturday night on ABC, we've got a huge matchup between number 3 Texas A&M and number 20 LSU. RC's Tigers looking for a big win after disappointing losses against Ole Miss and Vandy last week. So RC, I'll start with you. There have been rumblings about Brian Kelly. Is he coaching for his job?
I don't think he's coaching for his job on Saturday, but if he loses Saturday, he's coaching for his job the rest of the season. Now, the thing is this, with Scott Woodard, and I always say this, he's a big game hunter. Right? Like, he had to go find a basketball coach for the women's game. He didn't say, nah, we're just going to get one of these up-and-coming assistants somewhere. We're going to go get Kim Mulkey. Yeah. Right? He's like, you know what? We got a baseball team. We're going to go get Coach Johnson. Right? And then when it came to football, he said, we're going to go big game hunting, and we're going to get Brian Kelly, the winningest coach in Notre Dame history. But you got to be a fit. Right? You got to figure out how to make the people in Louisiana want to back you. You got to say, okay, why do we love this coach? And if you can't do that, then you got to win. Right? You can't go up to Vanderbilt and lose. Right? You can't have games where you don't show up in the biggest moments. It can't be the team that your collective said, okay, we're going to go out and we're going to invest with this NIL. You can't be that team that goes spend the money and we don't see the fruits on the field. So if he doesn't go out and win against Texas A&M, that fire gets turned up real hot on Brian Kelly, and he has to win out for the rest of the season, or somebody in Baton Rouge, in Louisiana, will be putting up that money for the buyout.
Here's the deal, y'all. We got 2 people at ESPN who are synonymous with LSU at the very least. It's RC and it's Swagoo.
Yeah.
And both of them got the epitaph written. It's already been utilized. Let's call it what it is. Let's call it what it is. Brian Kelly done. Brian Kelly done. You don't win this game. It's over. Yeah. It's over. Now, I'm not going to say you're going to fire him Monday, but he done. Like, if he loses this game this weekend, he's done. He won't be back next season. We all know it, okay? 4 years. In the first 4 years, Ed Orgeron had a title. Les Miles had a title. Nick Saban had a title. This is his 4th year. You trying to make the playoffs, bro. It's LSU. It's LSU. You understand? That ain't supposed to happen. But it has happened. And then we got to go back to his introduction when he first arrived at LSU and how awkward that was.
Oh, boy.
Let's not forget that, okay? Because he immediately, before practice, he alienated half the damn LSU fan base. So you got to go out there and reverse that by winning. He hasn't done it, particularly in big game competition. We thought that Clemson was going to be a big win, but we found out that their program is struggling. He got to win this game. Plain and simple. The time is up. He's had enough time. You either going to win or you got to go someplace else.
It's unfortunate that here I am again. Another coach that came from somewhere else that really does not understand. And it was evident early. Does he really understand the impact of the SEC? Yeah. Does he really understand what it's like to really coach at night in Death Valley? Does he really understand the magnitude of that? When you have Les Miles, Ed Orgeron, Nick Saban, those guys had talent. Hey, coach, you got talent too. Now, this is the thing that keeps coaches hired. You have to have something, no pun intended, to hang your hat on. You have to have a win that you have to say, okay, we did that. Hopefully, this week versus a number 3 ranked Texas A&M team, it's either you win or you get clipped. It's that type of pressure. And unfortunately, but fortunately, you're going to be straight regardless. in this type of climate, getting the buyouts and those type of things. But man, oh man, when I look at this type of dynamic, man, Brian Kelly, it's time, bro.
The problem is this. Brian Kelly said he left Notre Dame so he could be at a school that could give him the requisite pieces to win the championship. Notre Dame went to a championship last year, and you haven't even been to a playoff.
That's right.
That's an indictment on who you are as a coach.
And like, I think you brought up a really good point, RC, with Brian Kelly not quite understanding the culture of football in the SEC, but also not understanding, I feel like, connecting with the players as well. I think that's a big part of it as well. All right, let's take a break here on First Take. We're here at Legion Field. Oh, in spirit of that 40-yard dash, we got Alabama A&M, Alabama State going head-to-head in the 40-yard dash. I'm going to let you guys introduce yourself. What's your name and what school you represent?
I am Isaiah Hewley, representing the illustrious Alabama Agricultural Mechanical University.
I know that's right. And what about you?
Chancellor Bacon, representing Big Bama State, Alabama State University.
Okay, he said Big Bama State. I know that's right. Okay, so you guys are going to do the 40-yard dash. Very simple. Whoever gets down there and wins, that'll be, you guys get the point for that competition. All right, y'all ready? I'm going to give you a 3, 2, 1, and at the horn, you're going to go. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, I told you. I told you. Get right there. Get right there. Get right there. We'll hear him. Get right there.
All right, look, we got the mascots going head-to-head. Let's get Alabama State mascot over here. We got Alabama A&M mascot over here. We already did it with the students. Y'all stretch. Y'all ready to go. We got the hamstrings right. I don't need nobody to pull a hammy. Please don't pull a hammy out here. We do not have medics out here for you guys. All right, I'm going to give you the 3, 2, 1, and I'll give you the horn. Y'all set? Y'all good to go? 3, 2, 1.
My man head was gonna fall off.
Watch out. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out. Stop playing with me.
Hey, we good.
Stop playing with me.
We good. Go ahead.
Skills. Have some speed on him. Dusted him. Look at RC. Consoling him.
All right, now.
You know?
Yeah.
Go back? Okay.
All right, guys, that first competition is wrapped up. Let's get back to the football. NFC East rivals, the Eagles and Giants, will meet for the second time this Sunday as Philly looks to avenge a 34-17 loss back in New York in Week 6. This past Sunday, A.J. Brown had his biggest game of the season for the Eagles, finishing with 121 yards and 2 touchdowns in a win over the Vikings. But that didn't stop Brown from making yet another cryptic social media post on Tuesday as he shared a photo of himself with the caption, "Using me, but not using me." A lot of drama out there in Philly, a lot of social media posts from A.J. Brown all throughout the season. You see it right there. Cam, I'll start with you. We talked about A.J. Brown for the last couple of weeks and him possibly being unhappy with how he's being used in Philadelphia. What's your reaction to this latest social media post?
How do you say you're not happy without really saying you're not happy? How do you get attention without trying to scream attention? There's been too many signs of what does this mean in Philly? And it's unfortunate, but at the same time, they're still in a good position. This is the most talked about team on the NFC outside of the Dallas Cowboys because you know the talent that they possess. You know the talent that they have in their arsenal. And they're still finding ways to still search for their identity. And that's the thing. Who are you going to go to? You're going to go to Jalen Hurts? You're going to go to Saquon? Saquon still hasn't had a game that just reminds us of last year. He said it time and time again, A.J. Brown, from tweets to silent protests. Right. And Devontae Smith is the same way. Who is the real, or what are the real Philadelphia Eagles like? And he's showing signs of that.
First off, everybody out here in this crowd, everybody at this desk, know what our mama told us our whole life. don't you go out this house and tell my business. First thing, right?
Yes.
Don't go tell my business.
What goes on in the house stays in the house.
What goes on in the house, that's the thing A.J. Brown hasn't done.
Yeah.
It's okay to want the football. It's okay to be unhappy. It's okay to go into your coach's office and have adult, professional conversations about the X's and O's of football and how you're being affected. But the reason we're talking about the Philadelphia Eagles, Cam, recently hasn't been because we know what arsenal they have. It's because of what A.J. Brown has said. It's because of the way A.J. Brown has behaved. And I've had a conversation with A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown is a mature individual. A.J. Brown is somebody that people look to and say, hey, man, when I was going through a dark time, your vulnerability, your openness, that helped me get through. So he has emotional intelligence. So there's no way you can tell me that A.J. Brown doesn't know that when he says a certain thing in the post-game press conference that we're going to talk about it on Monday. You can't tell me he doesn't know Stephen A. Stephen A., when you send out using me but not using me, Stephen A., a journalist, somebody that was in Philadelphia for 2 decades, is going to say, I know what this means. And you're also going to know how the people in the media in Philadelphia will attack that.
Absolutely.
So if you have that understanding, Stephen A., he got to know you can't do this going forward or it's going to be a topic of conversation.
Not a debate. Just a statement rife with questions for 2 people who would know the answers to this. Cam, I'm going to remind you, you made news. You talked about how, in terms of selfishness, sometimes that comes with it. And sometimes that's okay, you know. Well, let's look at A.J. Brown statistically. Averaging a career low 56.4 receiving yards per game. Averaging a career low 13.6 yards per catch. Averaging a career low 57% catch rate. Now, I'm thinking about, you got your bag, you're making over $32 million a year, should be a problem. Now, if you were approaching the contract year, then I would look at it differently. But the fact that you got your money, damn, you would think that you okay, you win and you got your money, et cetera, et cetera. So the fact that he's saying what he's saying, and I throw out those numbers, number one, where do his priorities lie? Number 2, is it really, really you basically saying, I don't want to play with this quarterback? Or is it, I don't want to play in this system for this coach? I don't know the answer to that. No journalist does. What we're supposed to do is go and ask cats like y'all. Floor is yours.
So what I would say about this is multiple things can be true at the same time.
Okay.
I'm not going to put that he's not happy with the quarterback. That's senseless. I don't have the accuracy to back that. I'm not going to even say that he doesn't like that he's not in that system. But what I am going to say is when given the opportunity, he has shown and reminded time after time after time who he is. And yes, catch radius is low, receptions is low, yards is low. But he's saying these things because emotionally intelligence I am equipped with. Maybe I have to keep reminding you guys who I am. If you give me an opportunity, I will show up. It's those things when you're watching the Philadelphia Eagles offense and you're like, okay, that's an indie route. Okay, that's a slant. Okay, that's another indie route. That's another slant. That's a nonstop. Okay, that's a hinge. Okay. Is he capable of doing more than what he has been asked to do?
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Because I've never been A.J. Brown. I was never Cam Newton. I was never thought of as the best at my position. You were. When or how does a great player ever look at himself and say, this time it's me? Maybe I'm not doing the things. Maybe I'm not what I used to be. At some point, as much as you wanted to continue to be Superman, there were things within you from a physicality standpoint, from the toll that football had taken, that made Cam different than Cam was in 2015. Right. When does that conversation start to happen? Because even with those numbers Stephen A. read, he's gotten targets. He's gotten opportunities. And even with those opportunities, he's not creating separation. He's not winning. And then you can look at Devontae and see a game like last week and see how much space he creates to throw, and the quarterback shows you that he can get it done.
But it's those times, too, that he were missed. You know, if we're gonna say the whole or present the whole pie, you can't just serve it in bite sizes. There were times where they were taking shots and he was open. right? And when you have a game like last week when Jalen Hurts has a perfect passer rating, he is capable, and that's what's been so frustrating to see. It's like, yo, he's capable of carrying the team, but he's not asked to do that. Okay, now they've put themselves in a position where he has a game where he doesn't have no completions in the second half. Like, what is that?
I know we got to go to bump, Mina. You can't do this when you get 4 for 120, 2 tuds, and your team wins a big game.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll have to figure it out. It'll be an interesting round 2 between the Eagles and the Giants on Sunday. All right, guys, more football coming up. Alabama, football is really important here if you haven't noticed. You'll hear why one famous fan thinks the Tide will rule the college football roost again this year. And as we get ready for the Magic City Classic between Alabama A&M and Alabama State, here's a glimpse into the very busy life of an Alabama State